Zach Engberg here with Conejo Oaks, catcher Zach Kaminkow. Zach, obviously, catcher is a pretty brutal position. When you started playing baseball, how long before you started getting into catching?
I've always started as a catcher, you know. My dad played catcher, and catching's always been my thing. I always loved being a part of the game every single pitch, and that's what you get to do as a catcher. You're a part of the game every pitch. You're locked in. You know, it's more fun to me that way.
And you've mentioned to us before that you play hockey. Are there any connections? I mean, obviously, catcher, it's a lot of time spent beating down your knees, beating down your legs. Is there any connection there?
Absolutely. I think it's helped me a lot with stamina, because in hockey, you're always, you know, it's a brutal sport on your body, and the fact that I used to skate all the time and helped make my legs a lot stronger. And so I feel like that's helped me, been able to catch, you know, 9+ innings. You know, we go into extras, I'm still good to go, and I'm still strong and at my max point, ready to fire. You know, when I'm supposed to be getting tired, I'm still strong enough to be going.
So obviously you are fantastic. You're one of the best at framing pitches.
Thank you.
Of course, I would like if you'd be able to maybe show some techniques. So let's say you get a pitch you call a fastball, outside corner. You're trying to get righty on righty action. What's the technique here to try to frame a pitch on the outside to maybe make sure it gets in there in the strike zone?
So the big thing is you don't want to be moving so much. You just want to catch the ball. So if I'm setting up outside, I'll be right here. And if the ball's out here, I'll catch it. So it does, to the umpire behind me, it doesn't look like I'm yanking it, because then they're going to call it a ball because it's outside. So for me, I just try to let it get deep and then just catch it.
So it's all about slight movements, right? It's tricky.
Because if the ball's right here and you go, that's going to be a ball, because you can tell your glove's moving. You don't want to give the fact to the umpire that your glove's moving. You want to make it as subtle as possible. So instead of doing that, you can just go right there. Just a little movement instead of yanking.
I'm curious, so we have a lot of Eric Ma, obviously, with his splitter. Travis Weston has a nasty curveball. We talked with Reese Matheson yesterday. He said he slowed up on his slider. What's the challenge of trying to switch up with all these different pitchers, righties versus lefties? Are there any things that you need to do in between, or is it kind of a smooth transition?
So usually with lefties, you're going to go more changeups because the ball's going to tail away. So they had, I think, 6 or 7 lefties in the lineup. So it was a lot of changeups yesterday, because the changeup is going to die down and tail to the arm side. So with a lefty pitcher, you're going to throw more changeups to right-handed hitters, and then when it's a lefty, you're going to throw a curveball because it's tailing away from the hitter.
Is there a lot of prep going into deciding what pitches you're going to call in what spots, or is it you just kind of figure it out as you
Oh no, absolutely. You gotta, whatever the pitcher's most comfortable with, because ultimately you want the pitch to be a strike or the hitter to be swinging at that pitch. So if they're not feeling the curveball that day, they're spiking it or they're leaving it up, then you might want to shy away from the curveball a little bit. You know, maybe go to the changeup more. But if their curveball's on point, you know, they're really feeling it, then we can call the curveball more. You know, we can use the fastball curveball combination instead of having to rely on just one pitch.
This Conejo Oaks team so far this season, I believe there have already been 5 walk-offs, 4 for you, 1 against you. I'm curious, so far this year, what did you say is the makeup of this team that allows you guys, I mean, obviously being in close games, but coming through in those close games as well?
We're just fighters, you know. You can never count us out. There's always, you know, we always know that there's a chance, you know, given our first game, we were able to come back in the 9th inning and win. Then we played the Saints and we came back down from a 6-1 deficit and we ended up winning. So there's always fight with this team. You can never count us out, no matter how much we're down by, how much we're up by, there's always fight.
Thank you, Zach. Once again, Zach Engberg here with the Conejo Oaks. The Oaks are going to face off against the Academy Barons here at MLB Youth Academy in beautiful Compton, California today. Make sure to tune in on YouTube at 12:45 p.m. when we go live. Thank you.